clothes and no money in our coats. Well, you can't say we're satisfied, and you can't say we never tried. And you're beautiful, but ain't it time that we've said goodbye? And Angie, oh, I still love you. I love you, and I remember all those nights we cried, and all those dreams we felt so close seem to all blow up in smoke. Well, let me whisper in your ear, Angie, Angie, where will it lead us from here? Oh, and don't you wish, 'cause your kisses still taste sweet. Oh, but I hate that sadness in your eyes. Hey, Angie, oh, my pretty Angie, oh, ain't it time that we've said goodbye? Oh, with no loving in our souls and no money in our coats. Oh, you can't say you were satisfied. And Angie, oh, I still love you. I love you, baby. And everywhere I look, I see your eyes. Oh, there ain't a woman that comes close to you, my Angie. And come on, baby, come on, dry those eyes. Hey, Angie, oh, my pretty Angie, ain't it good to be alive? And Angie, you can't say we never tried.
Let the music unlock your heart. It's time to collaborate. You're part of the family.
It's time to wake up, wind up, and cue up with another excellent BandLab track.
With a big mind, you can find time, can't rewind. Forgiveness from sin, I can't begin. So start at the end, down on my knees. Pray for me, pray for me, pray for me, please. A missile to detect, got no flare, so direct hit. Amputate the wing and break it down again. Break it down again. Got me saying, sugar, I'm going down singing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope your Christmas was phenomenal. Welcome back to BandLab Plus Coffee. It's time to wake up, wind up, and cue up with another excellent track to ring in our new year. We've got Sprites of the Midnight Moonlight by Oddball 2020. Ironically enough, Oddball's ringing in 2024 for us. So, without further ado, let's head to the lab. Over here on the lab, we've got Sprites of the Midnight Moonlight by at Oddball 2020. That's ODD BALL 2020 out of Merrimack, New Hampshire in the USA, repping 436 followers, 17 likes, and 17 plays. Great. People are pressing play. Love it. Let's go ahead and take a listen. Ooh. A short-spirited fun tune based on a simple chord run. I love a good chord run. Includes flute, oboe, harp, piano, strings. Lyrics in the future, maybe? Dun, 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 dun. Very authoritative, like a march. I'm also watching one of these silent movies unfold. But I do hear the rolling chord. Is this in C? C major? Those violin plucks or those strings plucks to get everything started for us. Excellent. A reprieve. Woo! Bring the dynamics, son! So great. I like the creeping strings in the background. Doo, doo, doo. There we go. Oboe putting in some low end. Wow, what a great track, and what a great change of pace. Good way to ring in the new year with an instrumental to bring us all back into focus on what it means to create. This is really excellent, Oddball, because, well, quite frankly, I gotta stop. We gotta head to two things I love and one thing I want more of. The first thing I love in this track is the separation. I'm getting all of these instruments, and I'm hearing them well. Let's take a listen. You're getting that harp. You're getting the strings. You can hear the background. And I'm not sure if that's the flute or if we've pitched up the oboe. Oh, the oboe's playing our low end. So it sounds like our flute is giving us do, do, and our oboe is playing the octave down from that do, do. Such a great separation of the sounds. Everything is clearly hearable, clearly legible in an audio fashion. And I really dig that. That is a really great job of choosing sounds that complement each other. It helps that we understand an orchestra is full of complementary sounds. And strings, this may be controversial. It's not. It's a fact. It's not an opinion. It's an opinion. Strings make everything better. Especially if you're listening to pop music or hip-hop music, strings make everything better. There's not been one NF song where the strings came in hard that I wasn't like, oh, okay. Or one Ryan Tedder, One Republic, Justin Bieber. You know, I'm sure I'm dating myself back to 2016 with those names, but strings just make everything better. And there's a reason that we incorporate them into so many different genres. Classical gave us all of these great combinations that pop music, when it wanted to smooth its transients and become more of an ambience and less of an in-your-face progression, it really dug into strings. I love it. I love it. Love the separation. Let's head to the second thing. Second thing I love, look at this waveform. I mean, this thing is all over the place with dynamics, and it looks like, correct me if I'm wrong, Oddball, but it looks like you utilized BandLab's free mastering, unless you mastered it yourself, in which case, awesome sauce. But we're nice and loud, and yet not overbearing, and all of these dynamics are so great. Look, we start small here, but we don't ever have to wait too long for a new instrument. As you watch it, listen. Boom, and we're all in. Now let's check out this big cut in the middle. So good. Those dynamics, that's what makes a track that's what makes it repeatable, is this ability to listen over and over again and hear something fun every time you do it. And that's one of the benefits of rolling chords, right? Is the fact that they give you so much to latch onto while you're listening. And when you really dig in and you hear some of the things that layer, sometimes those notes match and they hit and they create these resonances that are really cool. And yet everything is so nicely separated here. So Oddball, love the separation of the instruments, really digging on the dynamics of the track. If there's one thing that I want more of in this track, more orchestral elements aside, the one thing I think I want more of is definitely going to be harmonies. Your strings, specifically for me, are ripe for harmonies, especially right after this drop. Let's just take this part for example, because you've got these really intense plucks that have tone. Okay, and after these 4 is a great opportunity to dun 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 dun, to bring in a dueling viola or something that's going to play a couple of different harmony lines, so that we're not just getting dun 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 dun. And in fact, you could create much more epic tension by adding to those strings. It not only creates thickness, but it creates just this wave of sound, and all that sound is going to work together because you're going to create a harmony using the same instruments. So it's in essence a bigger, thicker, more epic sound. That's the one thing I want more of. Otherwise, this track is a joy to listen to. In fact, I don't have enough classical in here, so we're going to add this to I Vibe. If you guys don't know, you can always go over to my page and check out the playlists over there. We've got BandLab plus Coffee seasons for you. Covers Keep Us Warm as cover tracks from all over the lab. Snippets of songs I haven't finished. If you like them, let me know. Maybe I will. Attempting Such Spectacular Feats are songs that I've jumped on with other people in collaboration. Forkable jams are things you can put your own spin on. I Vibe are just things over the lab that I vibe with. They're not all going to be the same genre. They're going to be kind of random, but hey, I vibe, and that's what matters. DJ Originals, so these are songs that I've written, whether it's the lyrics or all of it. And then BandLab contest tracks are contest tracks from around BandLab that have won their respective contests that I just kind of clicked with. So it's I Vibe, but specifically for contest tracks. If you have a track that you think belongs in one of my playlists, go ahead and shoot me a message with a link to your track. I'm happy to not only listen to that, but to listen for consideration on BandLab plus Coffee moving into 2024. everyone needs to head on over to BandLab and follow at Oddball 2020 out of Merrimack, New Hampshire. Sprites of the Midnight Moonlight. What a great track, especially if you're looking for something that is just great to listen to. Some music you gotta think about too much. This is just great to listen to. It's got a relaxing feel while having some epic tension within its own genre. Great job, Oddball. Everyone needs to jump over there and follow him. And you know what? While you're at it, go ahead and follow DJ Tatious on BandLab or YouTube or Instagram or TikTok. Wherever you choose to consume your social media, we're there.
Check.
Bringing you music,
check.
whether it's original stuff,
BandLab
or
Plus,
snippets of other
coffee.
stuff.
Let's take a listen. Let's jump into two things I love and one thing I want more of. Thanks, as always, for waking up, winding up, and queuing up another excellent BandLab track with me.
Bloody Mary, please, extra garlic in mine. These vampire teeth won't sink into me. No.
Check. Dadgummit, I am wearing the same sweater I wore last week. But man, this is an excellent sweater. So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BandLab Plus Coffee. It's time to wake up, wind up, and queue up another excellent BandLab track. This time, we've got Boom! That's at vortex_music_man. So, without further ado, let's get some Raging Pulsar when we head to the left. Excellent track. Over here on the lab, it is Raging Pulsar by vortex_music_man. That's VORTEX_MUSIC_MAN out of Glasgow, United Kingdom, and repping 679 followers, following 95 people. The track itself, Raging Pulsar, has 315 plays currently with 73 likes, including one of our own. So, let's get to it. Oh, we're just going to start off going. Video game vibes. Let's do our video game run. That's what I want to do. I just want to run through the whole thing. Oh, all the best Sonic vibes. Ooh, that was great. This is a solid chorus. Show me your power. Transition. Hadouken. Finish him. KO. I just hear that sonic noise. Love it. Bringing in the xylophone. Listen to that go. What are we going to get here at this dip? Ooh. Oh, that would have been a perfect place for like the noise when you hit something in Sonic. Sega. Hey, listen. Ooh, feel those vibes. Feel it just build and the energy is just high, but it's never boring. What a great ending. Let it fade out, but also the I guess the kick drum, doom, doom, was awesome. What a great track, Boom. Raging Pulsar is phenomenal. In fact, it's forkable. Come on, y'all. I'd love to see some forks of this. But in the meantime, I definitely need to add it to my iVibe playlist because I was feeling that. And man, that is the definition of a vibe right there. The video game vibes are strong with this one. So, let's jump into 2 things I love and 1 thing I want more of. The first thing I love about this track is that first chorus. Not only do we start with a ton of energy, but I'll be honest, I was a little worried because we started with so much energy, I wasn't quite sure where we were going to go. But man, when we get to that chorus, builds up. Do 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 do. It's just so happy and vibrant and full of life and sunshine and vibes, man. Full of vibes, man. Okay, and that counter melody right there, do 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 do. Let's listen to it again. That chiptune style is just awesome. Way to go. Dig this chorus, dig this vibe, dig the vibrancy and how everything comes together. And nothing gets lost. I'm hearing everything very clearly. We have a full soundscape. It's not muddy. Let's get to the second thing I love. The second thing I love about this track is not only is it full and vibrant, but the bass never takes over. In a lot of electronic tracks, you have this issue or this concern where it's either incredibly harsh because of all the stabs we get from the synths, or incredibly muddy because the bass takes over. We have too much boom, 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 and you see the line flatten out, and it's like we've applied a limiter and cut so many decibels on it that everything is just egregiously overdriven, and it's no longer clean and clear. This is clean and clear. I mean, it might as well be what's clean and clear? Oxy pads? I don't know. Anyway, there's no acne on this song. Okay, it's clean and clear, spot free. All those things that mean clean and clear. I very much enjoyed this. Listen to the low end in relation to the rest of the track. And you can hear in the background. So you have almost like the synths are octave down. So rather than using some kind of bass that we would all recognize as a bass, we have some more octave down synths that are kind of taking up that low end space there. And then every once in a while we get these really fun kicks that are super low. Doom, 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 or boom, boom. And they're kind of scattered throughout the track. Both really fantastic. And so I love the way that the track is clean, clear. The low end does not take over, and the chorus itself is just shimmery, vibrant, great melodies. Those are the 2 things I love. Now, there's one thing I want more of in this track. It's in relation to this guy right here. We break it down. And I really, really like that we have that arpeggiating synth melody kind of throughout the track. But in this breakdown, I think I wanted less. I wanted you to get really uncomfortable with how much we took from the listener, so that the end, when you brought it all back in, was just extraordinary and an explosion of sound. So right here we have that melody, and it's fluttery and it's really cool. But when we get to this part, what if we changed it to something with maybe some, I don't know, tremolo, or what if we put some pumping or some cuts on it? So rather than do-do-do-do-do-do, it was do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. Something that was choppy, you know, that where our melody line wasn't carrying us all the way through the song, and we really lean into this dynamic shift right in the middle of the track. I think that's what I want. If there was going to be anything else, it would just be something to take up more of the low mid section. I think you have a great low end. It's not overpowering, but I believe that in this space here, we could introduce a low mid, something that we could carry through the rhythm, through the rest of the song, along with that chopped up melody to give us more of an in-your-face, this is different, get over it, it's electronic music, I'm gonna do my thing. Almost as if it were a vibrant and happy breakdown in a Skrillex song. So instead of like in that dubstep, you get this happy, choppy, synthy, vibrant doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. So that would genuinely be what I would focus on the track. I think that this track is phenomenal, and everyone should jump on over and not only check out Raging Pulsar, go ahead and give Boom a follow at vortex_music_man. And you know what? While you're at it, why not follow DJ Tatious on BandLab, YouTube, or wherever you choose to consume your social media. In the meantime, thanks so much for waking up, winding up, and queuing up another excellent track with me, and we will see you next time.
When the sun goes down and the night begins, you can't miss what happens when the sun goes down and the night begins, you can't miss what happens when
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BandLab Plus Coffee. It's time to wake up, wind up, and cue up another excellent BandLab track. Today, we've got Flatline from Full Metal Yandere? 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 You know, we're just going to let it ride with Full Metal Yandere, and they can correct us later. So, without further ado, to the lab!
Time to wake up, wind up, and cue up with another excellent BandLab track.
Over here on the lab, we've got Flatline by Z. Period. At Full Metal Yandere. At FULLMETALYANDERE_ out of Seattle, Washington, reppin' 472 followers. I don't see lyrics here, but I do see that this song is for me. See what I did there? And that we want it to get trending. So, with 62 plays currently, 14 likes, soon to be one of our own, I'm sure. Let's take a listen. So it sounds like we're sampling a Paramore beat. Is it Decode? I hear you in there, Z. Never again.
Girl, I don't hope you leave my side again. Be my ride or die, 'cause that's where it's gonna end.
Be my ride or die. appreciate everything you do. Not much to say about the beat. I mean, the beat is solid. It's a Paramore sample with some sounds like electric behind it. But I'm really digging this auto-tune approach. My heart went flatline when I'm around you. Nice. What a great vibe. Flatline from Z with that Paramore Decode sample and then his song over it that really and truly seems to be about just finding that person that you are all in for. It doesn't matter if you look bullish. It doesn't matter how you're treated. You are just all in. And that is a really interesting concept because we see that a lot in music, this idea of whether it's healthy or not, a relationship where it doesn't matter what's going on with the other party, you're kind of all in. And what's interesting about that is then we get this idea of relationships, this romanticized ride or die idea of relationships where it's like, you know, I don't care what you do. I'll love you endlessly forever. And it really kind of plays into feelings over facts when it comes to this kind of stuff, which is what music is all about, right? Feeling. So I really enjoy the vibe that we're going for in the track, and I really enjoyed the ambience of it. So the track itself, a sample, solid track, but the lyrics and the way that Z has put this together is a really vibey song. So let's go ahead and get to two things I love and one thing I want more of. Now, the first thing I love about this song is kind of how we mellow through the whole thing. If you take a listen, I didn't talk very much during the song because I was just kind of vibing. You take a listen, we start out with a beat, and then as Z comes in, we get a little bit of him right here. Really great auto-tune, really great tone, and the way that it sits in the mix makes it more of an ambience and less of an upfront track that we should be not so much paying attention to, but that we should be focusing on. It kind of lets the beat do some of that focus work while we just get to kind of vibe on the idea. So if we keep listening, it never kind of comes out of that background vibe. So for the entire song, that's where we live. We live in this sort of verby, delay-heavy background of this really great decode sample. And I think it's a great idea. If you have an idea or a vibe that you're going for, and you can lock it in, but it maybe comes across more as an ambience than it does as a verse, I'm totally cool with that. And I'm not even sure if that makes sense when I say it. But when you hear it, you kind of understand, oh, in a song, I should listen to this as a verse. Like, for instance, Eminem, his verses don't sit ambient in the background of his tracks. It's up front. You need to listen to what he's saying. He is the focus. Z here has decided that while he has something to say, he doesn't need to be the focus. He needs the vibe to be the focus. So the vocal is pulled back further, which allows the beat to come forward more. and they kind of meld together in that way. That's the first thing I love, is that this is a vibe, first and foremost. The second thing I love is how we interject little pieces of classic, I guess now classic, but of really recognizable hip hop elements that are modern. So we have old school hip hop, and then we have a 90s style of hip hop, and then that changed drastically in the 2000s. And then we went lyrical for a while. And by lyrical, I don't necessarily mean that old school boom bap or that 90s style, but I mean lyrical in a sense that everyone was really focused in on what they were saying. And then we moved from lyrical into that battle between lyrical and mumble rapping. But we then kind of moved from mumble rapping into this alternative hip hop that was sort of mumble rapping, but in reality, I would call it more vibe hip hop. And that's what this is. It takes all the best elements of autotune, the T-Pain style, and it combines them with all the best elements of ambient style. So that's where you get some of these really great ambient tracks that kind of mesh together. But in that style, you need a way to differentiate parts and create some dynamics. Z's done that a little bit here. If we listen, you'll hear his normal cadence and his normal rhythm, but then he's going to throw in some filters to keep it fresh, and he's going to change up the wording to draw things out, or maybe not draw them out so much. That is where he's doing his dynamic shifts, and that's one of the things I love. Lots of words, filters. Bringing that delay way forward. Bring it back up. And fewer words. So, girl, what do you wanna do? So we have wordy parts, we have filtered parts, we have delay heavy or really wet vocal parts, and then we have those parts where the words are drawn out for ambience. That is the second thing I love. If there's one thing I want more of, I think I just want a little bit more separation between the elements in the track. That can be really hard. For instance, if this is a baked-in track with this decode sample, it can be tough to make your vocal sit. I did a video about this recently where you can take your 2-track on BandLab and you can kind of carve out space for your vocal. You should go check that out if you haven't seen it. In fact, I may just add it to the end of this video. But I think that's the one thing that I'd really want to see here, is I'd want to see more separation between the elements in the track. Is it a vibe? Yes. Is it ambient? Yes. Does that mean that we have to lose it all to the wash? No. We can definitely still separate everything and keep it vibey and keep it ambient. Other than that, excellent track. Flatline by Z, the Full Metal Yandere _ up in Seattle, Washington. Stay warm. It is cold for y'all this week. And everyone should jump on over to BandLab and follow them. Give them our like there. You know what? And while you're over there, don't forget, you should also follow DJ Tatious on YouTube, BandLab, or wherever you choose to consume your social media. In the meantime, thanks for waking up, winding up, and queuing up another excellent BandLab track with me, grabbing your coffee, heading to the lab, and we will see you next time.
On Dasher, on Dancer, on Prancer, and Big Single Comic, go Cupid, go Donner, and Blitz, and you know that I want and I cannot forget him. Red nose and it glows, give me Rudolph to lead them.
I wanna be a Tatious.
Give me Rudolph to lead them, and show me tasty milk and cookie. Wake up, it's Christmas. Wake up, don't wanna miss this.
Check. BandLab Plus, coffee. Let's take a listen. Let's jump into 2 things I love and 1 thing I want more of. Thanks, as always, for waking up, winding up, and queuing up another excellent BandLab track with me.
It's time to wake up, wind up, and cue up with another excellent track. To the left.
Let the music unlock your heart. It's time to collaborate. You're part of the family.
It's time to wake up, wind up, and cue up with another excellent BandLab track.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BandLab Plus Coffee. Today we're checking out Transparency, a track produced by Yoda G, but we're looking at Burnett Smith's music's add-ons. The team together creates an unstoppable duo for a smooth R&B production. It's at Burnett Smith Music, which is BURNETTSMITH MUSIC, repping 4.35 thousand followers, 108 likes, soon to be one of our own, 483 plays already, and guess what? It's forkable. Let's take a listen. Oh, okay. That Michael Jackson. So smooth.
She said, it's so hard to reach. Don't know what you're really looking for. Tell me if you need to.
Listen to that distinction between the really heavy bass and the acoustic drums. The dynamic between those two things is excellent. Where are my lyrics, y'all? Some of that bow chicka wow wow. That's like butter. As someone, nice layering. As someone who enjoys auto-tune pop and primarily produces that, this style of music is like, I wouldn't say a pipe dream, but I just don't do this smoothness, and I am jealous. A little jelly, so jelly. Let's jam. That was a good delay. Good delay. Create space. I want to be see-through. Transparency when you look at me. It's kind of naughty, but also kind of classy. I always suggest you put a ring on it first. That background pad. Unmistakable vocal. Those chords that we're hearing in the background are a really good melody for the rest of the track. Dum, 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 dum. And we're going to fade it. Yoda G does that a lot. Yoda G will do that a lot, where he fades his tracks out, which is really great for this R&B style because it allows versatility of the artist, whomever adds to the track or forks the track, doing whatever they want to do because they have a nice clean fade out. Whereas a lot of tracks, for instance, my own, I like to do a hard stop or something that goes along with the music. The chorus will be big and loud and ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-boom. and the song's over. But with this fade out, you have the ability as an artist or as a lyricist or songwriter, whatever you choose to add to the track, you have this ability to kind of ease out of the track, and it gives you a couple of different options. You can let the track do its thing. You can take the vocal all the way to the end. Really great track, really excellent. So let's jump into two things I love and one thing I want more of. Look, the first thing I love about this track is the vocal over the track itself. So let's take a listen to the track and let's focus on that. We're going to hear this awesome vocal from Burnett Smith Music, but let's focus on the track for just a moment. Those chords in the background, a really simple melody. Dum, 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 dum,
Transparency, when you look at me, you know I can teach you everything.
And we talked about it a little bit previously, but let's break this down into pieces and let's simplify it. Now, the great thing about Yoda G is he takes something complex and makes it sound simple, but what we're going to do just for our listening ears and to build that skill, we are going to break this down into its simplest elements. In here, I hear a pad, which gives us a soundscape, a kind of bed of sound and some ambience to work with. It creates a tone. I hear acoustic style percussion in the way that it's been mixed, maybe crushed a little bit to create this sound. I'm not sure if there's a low pass filter on that, but I'm definitely getting that acoustic style percussion. So pad, drums, but then we have our bass, which is coming through nice and strong, which gives us this great dynamic between acoustic style percussion, real ambient pad, and then like hard hitting bass. And on top of all of that, we have our chords or our melody, and that sounds like it's a keyboard of some kind, which is that dum 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 dum, and it's got enough variation in there that it's not boring, but it doesn't have so much variation that you can't create your own masterpiece on top of it. This is really well executed. And when we break it down to its most basic elements, we find that it sounds like a band, right? There are only 4 or 5 main things going on. Drums, bass, keys in this case, and the keys would be doubling as the pad, right? So keyboardists would be playing the pad. But if you wanted to break that down to a pad, 4 things happening, like live music. So you could take this and it would translate really well to a live show. Or it translates really well to a forkable project where you can add your own thing. That's the first thing I love. Even though it's complex, it can be broken down into these elements that secretly make it really great for a forking material. Now, when we take that and we amp it up to the next level, that's the second thing I love. Burnett Smith Music and his lyrics that he adds to this. Let's just listen to it for a minute. We're going to hear some density of lyrics, and then there's a part where we leave a lot of space. And I really, really love that.
No one you're looking for. I wanna be see-through. Transparency when you look at me. You know I can teach you. Teach you everything. Are you hearing me? Truth. 9/11, baby, he don't got no rules.
You're hearing these da 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 da. Da 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 da, right? These wordy statements, and then he's going to contrast that really well coming up.
Ooh, put you on the moon, take you places like Tulum and Cancun. Told her finesse like you in Paris.
Some
Hit it
more.
once and I take you straight out to Paris. Yeah, I'm wanting her. And you
Hear
want
all these lyrics, all these lyrics.
It's so hard to reach it, baby. Don't know what you really look.
Real big lyrically, lots of layers. And then we're going to get
Tell me I'm the one
sparse.
you're looking for. I wanna be see-through. Transparency when you look at me. You know I can teach you, babe. Teach you everything. Are you hearing me? It's so hard to reach. Don't know what you're really looking for. Tell me if you need to. Tell me.
You can hear that sparseness, that using those vocals sparingly, you'll get a phrase, but it's a huge dynamic from those vocal stacks that we were hearing over here. It's like, whoa, 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 yeah, transparency, boom. Just a ton of stuff going on. Lots of ad-libs, lots of vocals happening, and then we move back over to the one phrase, give it some space. So we go from a phrase with space to lots of layered vocals with lots happening ad-lib-wise, and then we move back to a phrase with space. This dynamic creates a lot for the listener to listen to and to wrap their mind around, and takes a forkable piece with a simple yet complex instrumental, adds a dynamic layer of vocals on top of that from Burnett Smith Music, and you have this full production of these two things that have been married together that sound like they absolutely were made for each other. They just are. And that's what happens when you take a professional and bring them together in this particular genre. Phenomenal. If there's one thing that I want more of in this track, it's harmonies. I hear Burnett Smith Music doing his thing, and I absolutely enjoy it.
Take you places like Tulum and Cancun, told her finesse like you in Paris. Hit it once and I take you straight out to Paris, yeah. I want it all.
I would love, especially on stuff like I Want It All or those flourishes, I'll take you out to Cancun. I would love to hear 3-part, 5-part harmonies, just something, especially when those horns come in, it creates this perfect atmosphere for harmonies and vocal layers that are in sync with each other, rather than simply just ad-libs throughout. Although the ad-libs are top-notch and spot on, if there's one thing I want more of in this performance specifically, it is some harmony layers to really flesh out the elements that I'm supposed to focus on in the track. That is the one thing I want more of. It's small. It doesn't change anything about the song. It simply adds to it and gives it another level of complexity. And the fact that this is forkable means anyone can jump on and add those harmonies. So maybe that's your job, person watching this right now, lab coat. Maybe not. I'll leave that up to you. Either way, everyone should jump on over to BandLab and not only follow Yoda G, but follow Burnett Smith Music. You will not be sorry. It's going to be a good decision on your part, because everything they put out is quality, and you'll see all the artists that they collaborate with, because collaboration is key, and it may even give you some tips and insights into producing your own music in ways that you can level up your tracks. Now, with that being said, and after you go follow those people, don't forget, you should also follow DJ Tatious on YouTube, BandLab, or wherever you choose to consume your social media. Every Monday at 8 a.m., you've got BandLab plus coffee right here. So thanks, as always, for waking up, winding up, and queuing up another excellent BandLab track with me. And we'll see you next time.
You know what I've decided? AI generators need to work on their hands. It's gonna get wonky. Let's head to the lab. Time to wake up, wind up, and queue up with another excellent BandLab track.
Let the music unlock your heart. It's time to collaborate. You're part of the family.
It's time to wake up, wind up, and queue up with another excellent BandLab track.
I'm gonna spread love, oh hey. I'm gonna spread love.